Like, it feels like I have nothing on. And girl, she got on the full paint, honey. How about that? Hi guys, Natural Bombshell here, and welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title of the video, I am going to show you some of my favorite BareMinerals makeup for dark, deep skin. And now when I say dark, deep skin, I mean my skin tone, maybe a shade or two lighter, but my skin tone on down to maybe a deeper, like ebony, richer complexion. In the past, I've done several BareMinerals videos. I'll link a list or playlist so you can take a look at those. And you all seem to really like those. You comment, you ask questions, you give feedback, and I'm really appreciative of that. For me, these products were a no-brainer when it comes to dark, deep skin. Fun fact, I used to actually work for BareMinerals, so I know the tips, tricks, and tidbits, especially working with darker skin, being a woman of color that used the product, work for the brand. So I am going to give you some core products that surely, I will say, were my go-to for dark, deep skin. Now, if you have some of these, well, let me say this. If you don't have any of these products, or if you already have some different products that work for you and your skin tone, great, have at it. I just wanted to mention these specific ones because I think they're kind of like effortless. You don't really have to manipulate them that much. You really don't have to, you know, try to work with the undertone. They're just pretty, you know, go-to, easy, effortless for dark, deep skin complexions. So without further ado, let's get into it. But first, make sure you click that subscribe button and also comment below and let me know at the end of this video, did you have some of these products, or what products are you thinking about trying out? So the first product I want to mention is the BarePro Liquid Foundation. Now girl, she has this on right now and she's B, honey, okay? Now this is in the color Hazelnut, which they have discontinued, okay? They do have some newer colors, but girl, this was my color. So I haven't tried out the new ones, but the ones that when I did see them in the store, they seem to run a little bit red warm to me. But I will say a color close to this is Chai, which was pretty close, just a tad bit more neutral, cooler than this one. This to me is a very warm foundation, which works for me because I am a warm golden brown complexion girl, and it's warm golden brown, okay? So I don't know why y'all discontinued it, but okay, whatever, moving on. That's not here nor there, but it is. The reason why I chose this foundation is because the shade range in the darker, deep range were very complementary to skin tones. You had, I think it was clove, truffle, cocoa. Cocoa was the richest one. Cappuccino, and truffle kind of worked very well for like that chocolatey skin complexion. I love the undertone of this foundation because it ran warm, it ran golden, and most women of color have those undertones. So, oh girl, I got some hair, sorry. Girl, y'all look like weird. Anyway, off subject. Anything in the BarePro line to me is very woman of color friendly. So definitely try the BarePro Liquid Foundation. This is a fuller coverage. If you like, I think it's what, MAC Studio Fluid. I don't wear MACs, so I'm not familiar with a lot of their products, but they have a liquid that is full coverage. This rivals that one, and also the Estee Lauder Double Wear. But to me, I love Estee Lauder Double Wear. Like, that is probably one of my favorite foundations. But this is even like it feels like I have nothing on. And girl, she got on the full paint, honey. How about that? So the next product I want to talk about is the BareMinerals matte. This is a loose matte. Now you have the original. The reason why I chose the matte, because the original has a pearlized finish, which I think makes darker women look, you know, ashy if you don't have a cool neutral undertone. Again, I have a warm golden undertone. That's why I like the matte version, because it does not have that. Now that does not have that pearlized finish. Now if you're a darker I'm sorry, if you have a drier skin, this does not have talc in it, but it's a matte finish, so make sure you're doing a hydrating skin prep. And the same thing with the previous foundation, it's a natural matte finish. If you have dry skin, make sure you're doing a hydrating skin prep routine, and it should work out fine. Now in this color, I am warm dark when I'm darker, and I am medium dark. Another good color is neutral dark. To me, golden dark looks very pink and peachy. So if you feel like the foundation looks too pink or peachy on you, make sure you look at the undertone, not the name, the undertone in the description. And hopefully that should be able to work for you. Another tip for working with warmer foundation is when you do your highlighting and contouring, use a more neutral tone or yellow tone probably products, and it'll balance out that redness. The next product is the BareMinerals BarePro powder. Now this is a full coverage pressed powder. Again, if you kind of like a full coverage pressed powder person, this would be the one for you. I actually use, this is in the color Clove. I actually use this one as my bronzer to warm up my face, because a lot of times bronzers are just too red and a little too warm red for me. And you know, I don't like too much, you know, redness. If my foundation is warm, my bronzer warm, girl, my concealer warm, you just kind of looking like, I don't know, it can get orange real quick. I don't know, I'm not a fan. But this I use as you know, my bronzer. Again, this is in the color Clove in the BarePro line. The BarePro line is good for maximum coverage, long wear, and to me, again, this line has very woman of color friendly undertones. From the BarePro line, it's their concealers. This is the stick concealer. Now, to be honest, I really don't use stick concealers that much. Sometimes if I don't feel like putting on any makeup, I may actually just use this one as a foundation. But again, anything in the BarePro line has really nice undertones for women of color. So that's why I wanted to mention this. Now, one thing I will say, this is a, you know, a stick cream formula, but it's a little bit, it's not emollient as the previous concealer I showed you. So what I like to do is warm this up on the back of my hand and then take my finger and stipple it under my eye, or use maybe like a brush to pick it up and put it on my eye that way. I usually just don't apply it like that under my eye. But really nice concealer for dark deep skin. Next we have the BareMinerals Gen Nude blushes. Now anything to me in the Gen Nude line is woman of color friendly, because I think BareMinerals was very intentional with curating a line that has with different skin tones in mind. Like the line is broken up into light, medium, tan, and dark. Now these are the blushes from the dark category. You have Peachy, what is it, Peachy King? This is actually what I have on now. Peachy King, again, it's just like a fresh everyday color. Great for spring, great for summer. Then we have, but first, oh, let me show you the pan, girl. I'm tripping. So it has like just a little hint of reflection, but it's not really like a sad necessarily, but it does have kind of like a, not really a sheen to it, because but it's not matte. I don't know how to describe it, but this is just a real, just pretty warm peachy everyday color you can wear. Usually if I'm wearing something dramatic on my eyes, or maybe a little bit more color on my face, I tend to go with this one. This one is But First Coffee, which is a brown blush. Now I really personally don't wear brown blush. I could probably use this maybe as like a bronzer or something like that, but if you're looking for just kind of like a warm pretty cocoa blush, this one works really well. And then the last one is You Had Me at Merlot, which is just a pretty berry plum color. I think MAC has a color like this in Fever. I think it's called Fever. And also NARS has a real popular color similar to this. Now again, I don't wear MAC, but I know a lot of people do, so that's why I try to research it a little. to make sure I can, you know, reference it. And so if you, I'll also link some of my shade matches below. But I think girl, I might be lying. I think in MAC I'm NW, girl, 45, 47, 50, girl, somewhere in there. Okay. But yeah, so these are the Gen Nude blushes, and this one in You Had Me at Merlot. These are very rich and pigmented. If you're familiar with the YouTuber Naima Tang, she has a very rich saturated cocoa complexion, and she even wore this a couple of times in some of her videos. If I can find it, I'll link it below just so you can see it on a deeper, richer complexion. Next, we have the color correcting concealer. Now, I don't really see a lot of people using this, but I used to love to use this one on my chocolate girls. It was just the perfect undertone, and it's almost my skin color. So I would use love this to highlight a chocolatey complexion. This was perfection. Now it is emollient and creamy, so you will have to set it, but if you have like a rich chocolate complexion, or even if you have dark circles under your eyes, you can use this as well, or just darkness period, because it does kind of have a peach orange undertone, because it is correcting, but it has the proper amount of golden and warmth to look more, you know, skin tone light or skin tone friendly for dark deep complexions. Now I don't do any, when I do my makeup, I don't do any pre-concealing or pre-spot concealing, but you know, I just put on the foundation. If my foundation doesn't cover it, girl, it's too bad. But if I needed to do that, I would use this, since it's the same color as my skin tone, and it is great with correcting darkness. Next, these are probably my favorite, other than foundation, products from BareMinerals. And these are their eyeshadows. Girl, as you can see, these have been done up to the sun up, honey, okay? So this is in copper and this is in latte. Now copper is more kind of like just that, girl, coppery, girl, it's copper. So, but it's meant for, I guess, tan, dark complexions. And this is the one that was curated for dark, deep complexions. But you can use both of the two, because I actually have on both of these on my eyes. Now, I mix this color and this color on my lids. BareMinerals makes some of the best eyeshadows. And I'm not talking about for their line. I'm talking about period. Their pressed shadows are just off the chain. It's almost, the payoff is like pressed pigment. And so I would use this sometimes before they came out with the pressed highlighters. I would use this as a highlighter on some of my on my skin tone and on darker skin tones, and in this one as well. So these are really great palettes. Let me talk about the one that was curated for dark deep skin. So this one is latte. As you can see, it has the browns, it has the golds, it has transition color, crease color, lid colors, you know, highlight, brow bone colors. The only qualm I have with this palette is that it doesn't have a black. And for me, for someone with a darker, deeper skin tone, I just feel like every palette that is curated for a woman of color should have the color black in it. Like, I don't know, is it just me? That was the only qualm I had with the Jackie Aina palette. I'm like, girl, cousin Jackie, girl, why did you put a black in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette? But I understand it's a color story. Like this is a color story. As you can see, browns and bronze. But I'm just like, if y'all put a black in there, this is like the only palette I would ever have to take anywhere. So yeah, definitely try the latte and the copper. Between the two, I would just say latte, because you will be able to utilize all colors. Lastly, we have lippies. So this is their buttercream gloss. This is a great just kind of gloss formula. This is in the color Tantalize. Now this is an everyday, just kind of like nude for, girl, you know what, I might pop some of this on right now just so you can see, honey. This is just a pretty everyday nude. Yes, and then it's another color called Minx, which is a really pretty nude as well in the gloss formula. So again, if you have a dark deep tone, you may want to try one of these. Minx is a little bit more kind of, I think more like a, not really a raisin brown, but it is more brown and deeper than this, but a really pretty like brown nude. And lastly, these are my favorite lip formula from BareMinerals, which are the lip lacquers. Now, again, this is part of their Gen New collection, and I think they did do a great job at curating the Gen New collection with every skin tone in mind. So again, it goes from light complexion, tan, light, medium, dark. No, girl, why am I struggling? Light, medium, tan, dark, yes. So for the longest, I feel like BareMinerals was just catered to the medium beige person. But in recent years, I feel like with the BarePro line and the Gen New line, they really made an effort and were intentional with curating the proper colors. Now the Gen New line is also not only broken up in skin tones, but it also is broken up within color categories. So you have like I think a peach family, a pink, a berry, and a brown. So these are just, I have several of them because when I was working at the store, that's when they were launching a lot of the BarePro. They launched the BarePro, they launched the Gen New. And so each color category has something on the darker spectrum that is flattering for dark skin tones. One of them is a Perp, which is a really pretty just kind of rosy brown, and this one is hashtag life goals. Now obviously the girl, she's very light, so I would only put her in the center just to bring more definition to my lips, but this is just a pretty kind of like everyday brownie lip color. Well guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram, where I talk more about beauty, fashion, hair, and lifestyle. Also, make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell, like this video, and comment below and let me know, have you tried any of these products? Are some of these products your holy grail, or are you looking to try some? Or if not these, then what works for you? Thank you. You all stay safe, go forth and prosper.